Alright, it's been a while since I did a DM event video. I recorded this a couple months back, so kind of a late post, but hey, we're here. This was still when I was doing a lot of puzzles and riddles kind of events. So we're doing, this is part 2 of this kind of series that I was doing. I didn't record part 1, so you probably no need to try looking it up because I didn't upload it or record anything actually. But the premise of this was that an old red wizard had mysteriously, vanished, couldn't pay his taxes. The server has like a, housing mechanic, so you gotta pay taxes every in-game year. So this NPC red wizard couldn't pay their taxes, so these players are coming in as like helpers of the deed masters. They gotta clear out all of the experimentations and just weird, red wizard stuff before the house gets put up back into the housing market. It's also an excuse for me to kind of create these weird, mechanics or puzzles or dungeons and just kind of assume it's like a red wizard's experiment. So we're starting off at the basement of this large tower where every floor is its own little dungeon, little kind of puzzle for them to solve. So we got this giant headstone in the middle of this sort of catacombsy kind of basement. And on this headstone, or it's like a giant mural, like a stone slab. So on the left side of the slab, it has two-headed Ettins. You got the eyes glaring right at you. You got an equilateral cross. Then it also shows a minotaur and a hydra in the middle, and then a forward slash, and then a couple of beholders at the end. So it's kind of like it's a math problem, but you're trying to figure out what numbers you're using exactly. I included various numbers of eyes and heads to kind of throw off some of the players. And surrounding this stone slab are I think I had like 9 or 10 different levers. They each have like a numerical value on it from like 0 to 9 or 0 to 10 or something. And if you didn't get the correct answer, if you pulled the wrong lever, it would unlock these doors that have a whole bunch of different enemies in each room. It did take them a while for them to get the answer, but I think they got it the first try. So after getting the correct answer, I just kind of removed all the monsters from the rest of the rooms. So that clears the basement. They're going to move on to the 4th floor because the other 3 floors we already did in like the first part, which I didn't record. So we're going straight to the 4th floor where we enter a room that's kind of like already flooded. And there's 4 statues kind of like on each corner of the room. And as soon as all of these players enter the room kind of closes up and the room starts to flood. So the puzzle here is each statue has like a representation of a season, one of the 4 seasons. There's a winter statue, a spring statue, fall statue, summer statue. I also put specific descriptions on each of them of like how they're positioned, because that's kind of important to how to solve the puzzle. And right now I'm just doing the command to flood the area. Yeah, so basically the puzzle is all of these statues are looking to their left, and under each statue is like a little platform with an engraving on it. But because these platforms are already submerged underwater under the statues, they can't read it or notice it. So once they get underwater, once the room is like completely flooded, or if they're, small enough to get under the water, they'll be able to see the inscription to solve the puzzle. I think the inscription said something like, "Seasons change, but we remain steadfast," or something. And it was basically just moving each statue one position to its left, or I guess like clockwise, so like to assume seasons change. So when they push the statues onto the right platform, that'll remove all the water. It'll like release these secret grates that come out to filter the water back out and open the doors to the stairs. And that pretty much covers the second, or I guess the 4th floor, but the 2nd floor of this event. Most of this is just like these kinds of small puzzles every floor, because I just kind of wanted to do different mechanics, unique mechanics in like Neverwinter instead of just a common run over here, attack this. I just like doing that it's a good like change of pace. This puzzle wasn't too bad, it was on a time limit anyways, so it's not like it took that long. They did choose to do a couple of like, intelligence or like wisdom rolls for like extra information, but that was pretty much that. Wasn't too much to it, kind of easy to set up too. Now we're moving on to the, what is this, the 6th floor? Or I guess the 3rd dungeon in this event. This wasn't really a puzzle or a riddle, this was more of just like a little bit of a role-playing session. You just have to try to convince these little pixies to give you the key to the next floor, because the door is locked. So the backstory of these pixies, where they were brought and sort of like held hostage here, sort of. Like they weren't allowed to leave by the Red Wizard. So now the players and the pixies are doing a bit of bargaining. This setup took a little bit longer than the other ones. I had basically had to make all of these trees and then resize them. All the little houses too. You don't really have to convince them to give you the key. So if it ever came to it, I would probably give them like a spot or search check, and then they would be able to find the key in the well, and you would get like what's it called, like advantage if you were playing a smaller stature race. But this one went pretty smoothly, you know, it's just a little dialogue back and forth. I'm pretty proud of this though. I made this entire little village all in game. Like I couldn't really use the tool set, so I was just resizing all of the placeables, all those trees, those houses, and the well too. It was kind of fun setting that up. And I set all of these floors up like on the same day. Like this was just like a few hours before the actual event. Okay, so this floor probably took the longest. You'll kind of understand why. So there's like what, 7 doors here I put. The puzzle to this has like a mural at the end. It says no hope, no luck, only dread. You sit with that. You start with a bruise until you see red. So the puzzle is a play on like the rainbow. So you're basically taking all the colors of the rainbow, but you're going from the bottom to the top. So you start with purple until you see red. You start with a bruise until you see red. So you know, purple bruise. So you start off with purple, and then you go backwards on the rainbow spectrum. I guess spectrum, until you get to the last or the first color, which is red. And if you choose the wrong color, the color door, then you start from the very beginning. So I had to make 7 different maps that look exactly the same as the initial one. So as you go up the rainbow color, everything remains the same, but the mural changes slightly, so you can see that, oh, I'm making some progress. And don't mind those random NPCs walking around. It's just sometimes like automatically they just spawn into a new area. But yeah, this puzzle took a long time to make because I had to keep putting the doors in every new map, every new colored door that they were going. I had to add the color beams to add the descriptions. That took a long time. But yeah, once they reach the end, it would just show a complete mural of like a rainbow. Then they can go up to the final floor, which we have here, the 8th floor, I guess. I can't even remember. This one was pretty easy to set up too. I just had to put a whole bunch of mirrors around this room. Had that giant dwarven statue. So right now I'm actually making copies of the players at the event. So part of this puzzle is the dwarven statue has this phrase in Dwarvish, or I guess Dwarvish? Probably Dwarven. And it says the heart of a warrior is still when faced with themselves. So when all the players are in the room, all their kind of mirrored evil versions come out of a mirror. And all you really have to do is just not attack. You just don't attack your mirrored image. You just kind of stand still. And surprisingly, they ended up doing that. I don't know if they did that on purpose or by accident. They didn't have anybody that could... I think so. I don't think they had anyone that understood Dwarven. Maybe thinking about it now, I don't know if I actually made them hostile. Maybe that's why. Maybe they were just like neutral factions, so like they didn't feel obligated to attack because they weren't hostile. I don't know. I can't remember. It was too long ago, but I mean, they still did it. So kudos to them. And that was pretty much the event. That officially cleared out this Red Wizard's home, where the Deed Master could finally start moving things out of the way, start clearing the place out to put it back on the market. Oh yeah, I also put the pixies back because there's that side story of them releasing them back into the forest. So that was like a little separate mini event. That was a couple of days after, because at this point we've been going on for like 3 hours, and I usually don't like extending events to like longer than that. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of these, you know, continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Continue watching. Send it to your dog if you want them to watch it, your cat. Send it to whoever. I'll keep making them if you guys want to see them. But we'll leave it for there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace out, you nerds.